roll up, ladies and gentlemen, to the greatest podcast on Earth. Step right up and experience the magnificence that is the Two-Ring Circus podcast. You'll gasp, you'll laugh, and you'll be amazed at what comes next.
Amazing.
Don't worry about the smell. It's just the stars of our show, Tom Italiano.
Hello.
And Matt Bradshaw.
Fucking shush me.
Welcome.
Shh. Now talk, because the podcast has started.
G'day, mate.
Hey, mate.
Got my new shirt on.
Nice. How did I knew it was new.
Damn it.
Know how I knew? Because you told me. Because I've had exactly the same scenario. Because when you buy it, for everyone who doesn't know, sometimes when you're a boy, you buy T-shirts that have a sticker on the front of them that tells you what size it is, because you need the sticker on the front because you won't have tried it on, because boys don't try clothes on. We just buy shit.
Yeah.
Because we like, fuck, we know we're a medium or a large, or we want to be a medium, so we're just going to buy a medium because we're optimistic.
No, that's a girl thing.
No, I used to be medium, and now I'm kind of not quite large, but I'm not quite medium anymore, so I'm not quite sure.
You should go to French Connection. I'm in the middle of all their sizes. I've never been able to wear anything from French Connection.
I didn't know what it was.
I'm telling you now.
Okay.
You should go there.
Well, I usually buy my black T-shirts from Kmart because they're $4.
What?
Yeah.
Far out. Wow.
Yeah, because it's like, well, if you're going to wear a black T-shirt, there's a kind of like, do you get another $40 worth of like black out of like an expensive one?
Oh, no, dude. No, I mean, I wear Bond's T-shirts.
Yeah. What's what, 10, 15?
Some. Yeah, probably.
Some.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. This isn't one.
Yeah, it's shiny. It looks like you may have purchased it from a sporting store.
It looks like I've made an effort.
It looks like a jersey. It just doesn't have any numbers or advertising on it.
No, and also it doesn't smell like cattle.
Oh, very good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. That's a moot joke.
Good.
Hey.
It's pronounced meat.
Very fun. Wow.
God.
Okay.
Anyway.
Jeez, we're skidding this one. What?
Give it a rest
Oh.
before you eat it.
Nice. Have you done any exercise? How are your calves?
They're sore.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I walked.
Ah.
Yeah. No.
Here we go, everyone. That's a reveal.
No, there's no. There's no part.
I've got no stake in this conversation whatsoever.
What's the weather?
Oh, that's a sheep one. Though.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, it's a sheep.
We're branching out.
It's a sheep joke.
That's another part of the field. Shut your face.
Branching out. It's not in the field.
What? Yeah, in a field. There's
No.
trees and fields.
No,
You've been what? Yes.
no, fields are cleared
But sometimes there's just a lonely.
on the outside.
No.
Yeah.
Bull cacard.
I'll pat you on the back for that one.
Jeez.
Oh my
Louise.
gosh, this has been like a minute of bad puns.
There's no such thing as a bad pun.
Holy cow.
Here's a thing.
Get that in you.
Here's a thing.
Yes. But T-shirt. So Matt, Matt's
good.
sometimes when you buy the T-shirt, and
It's really
holy cow. Yeah.
good. So get an idiot.
Sometimes if you haven't washed it yet, the residue of the sticker is still on the T-shirt. You can see it.
Does the residue come off when you wash it?
Yeah. Yeah, so you'll be fine.
Do you wash your clothes before you wear them, after you buy them?
Not if I need a new T-shirt in the moment. So I have had, because I buy $4 T-shirts, I usually buy 5 to 10 at a time, and keep them.
$20 to $40 at a time.
Yeah, and I keep.
man.
Well, that's right. I keep them in the car.
What?
I just have them in the boot, because sometimes you've had a hot day and you're a bit stinky and you're between gigs and you go, I can't go to my second gig smelling like this.
No.
So I just whip out a T-shirt, which is why I know
Oh my God, you're the Don Draper of gigs.
$4 shirts. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Because in Mad Men, they just used to come into the office after an all-night bender and a secretary would just go and get them a freshly laundered shirt.
Oh, mate, those are the good old days.
Were the good old days.
Yeah.
With pointy breasts and girls you could tell what to do.
You can still do that.
But they don't fucking listen.
Do you know what I noticed today? And this is only in the sense of I had to do a bunch of things, errand running, as they say. And I went to Maya, had to return something in Maya. I did not see... I walked through all of Maya and then got to the section. Right? I didn't see a male staff member.
Oh,
right?
okay.
I would have seen well over 24 staff members.
Oh, really?
And
I thought
I
you were going to say you didn't see any staff members.
No, there were heaps of staff members.
Okay. Was anyone buying anything?
Yeah, heaps of people buying stuff.
Oh, okay.
I walked, but I went to the tech department, which is where I was returning something. 5 staff members, all female. Then I went to the chemist, all female staff, and a female chemist. From there, I went there, went to the post office, all female staff at the post office. I deposited money into a non-standard bank at the post office. It was great. Our home loan is with CUA, which has like one branch in the world. I was like, I want to put money in the bank. I don't want it to be in this other account anymore. I want it to be in the mortgage. Just walked in, gave him a check. It was great. Then I went to JB Hi-Fi. There were male staff in JB Hi-Fi, but they were not serving. They were over standing next to televisions talking to people. Right? Then I walked out of there, went and got a coffee, all female staff. I was like, where do men work? Where do they work? And then
You men, you work.
And then I went to the music shop, and there were 5 male staff there. I was like, that's where they work. They work in music shops. That's it. Oh, and also, they work in the car wash where I got my car washed.
Ah.
But it's really interesting when you kind of start going, what does everyone do? I went to a clinic today as well, and there was only female staff there. Very interesting.
I got my car washed on Monday before I took my girls out for dinner, and I realised today when I loaded my gear into the car, they've taken all my Woolworths bags.
What?
I know.
Oh my God.
It's a scandal.
Did they give you a 45-cent discount?
No, they did not.
No.
They scratched the roof of my car, actually.
Do you know what? I got my car washed
Very
today.
bad men.
And I think they did an excellent job. Other than the fact, and I've noticed this any time I've got my car washed, when you wind the window down, it's still dirty.
Well, that's dumb.
You know, like they don't pop the window down and
Are
wipe
you
that
serious?
bit. Yeah.
Oh, no, they did. But surely.
Did they do that with yours?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
you go to high quality car washery type people.
The magic hand car wash.
Oh,
Yeah.
far out. What else did you get?
What? What else?
Yeah.
What else did I get?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh.
What do you mean? What do I mean? I would expect something else from the magic hand car wash. Dude. At least a neck rub.
Dude.
Yeah.
I got a coffee.
Yeah.
Paid for it.
That's all right. I'm paying for coffee.
I think it's $69 in and out. You should.
You went in and out of the magic car wash, and all you got was a coffee.
I know.
Jeez,
It's called an in and out. Cost $69, and I still had to pay for my coffee.
ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, you got shafted.
Okay, so listen to me, young man.
Yes.
I've been flying a lot lately. Do we need to hear from the pilot?
Is it just so you know there is one? Well, the magic voice of God from above.
All right, what about this? Do we need to hear from the pilot a second time after we know they're there?
So what happens is like, hey, everyone, just let you know that, this is what's happening and blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah. And then-
we're going to fly to the place that you've said you want to fly to that's on your ticket.
Yes,
Right?
I absolutely think that needs to happen. Do you know why? Right? Because people still need to be told to take their fucking laptops out of their bags. And
Yeah, but
they still need to be told to, have you got, they simply need to be asked, is there an aerosol in your
But they
bag?
check your boarding pass at the gate, and then they check your boarding pass when you get on board. If you were flying to Adelaide and your boarding pass said Melbourne, and you were in Melbourne, that would be weird. But if you were somewhere else anyway,
I think it's entirely.
And also, I don't need to know what fucking height we're flying at. Just fly the damn plane. And while I'm asleep, half an hour before landing, I don't want to know we're going to be commencing our descent soon. Just fucking take me to where I'm going to go.
I think what is happening is a very corporate and commercial technique called managing expectations. And I think there are plenty of people who travel non-regularly who haven't the fucking faintest clue what's happening and when it's happening and what happens when a plane banks left or right, and they don't know how high they're going to be off the ground.
Yeah, right.
I think
you've mollified me, just like that.
But I understand so my frustration is with there's no way that all of these people who have to be told, like when I'm going through security, right, or all of those people who apparently have to stand up and get on the plane first, even though there's an allocated seat. Why are you standing up, waiting in line for 15 minutes before the gate opens? Right? What on? I don't understand.
Well,
like it is not your first flight.
The flight I just took back from Sydney, I had nowhere to stash my really quite small onboard thing because everyone else had lined up for 15 minutes and, stuck their 11 kilos of hand luggage in the thing above. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, okay. That's not bad because we do need to take care of the less fortunate people in the world.
Well, I do think that flying
who don't fly. Flying is the safest way to fly, certainly.
Is the safest way to fly. Yeah. Flying is something as well which is highly anxiety-inducing for many people, completely irrationally. But also people who have children that I think it's very handy for them to know this is happening.
Look, I agree. All right?
What you say?
You're right.
I'm not saying that you're wrong.
Okay.
Have you got a laptop in your bag? Oh yeah, do I have to take it out? Yeah, there's signage everywhere. Do you not pay attention? If you've got a laptop...
There's an arbitrary nature to a lot of those sorts of things where... So not for the last 3 flights I've taken. Four flights, there and back. But previous to that, when I went to the Gold Coast for Dracula's, I had to take my iPad out of my bag.
Yeah.
It's never happened before.
Okay.
Didn't happen on the way there, only happened on the way back. And they brook no conversation about those sorts of things. I was like, I didn't have to do this on the way. Yeah, well, you got to do it now. Okay. All right. I also walked through Melbourne Airport, going to Sydney on Saturday, with a metal studded belt on that didn't set the alarm things off. I forgot I was wearing it. So there you go. For all those people that don't take their laptops out of their bag. Like, not my first time flying. Had it gone off, I'd have been kind of embarrassed. It's like, I've done this before. I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it didn't go off. Why didn't it go off?
I don't know.
I know, right?
Well, I never ever take my belt off.
Really?
Ever. Because it's belt. And I've got that much metal on me. Like, I wear jeans, and I've got zips, and I'm wearing shoes with metal on it. Like, it's clearly not a thing. The material, because it's not steel, which you can put a magnet on.
Oh.
The material that they make these kind of things out is not a problem.
But if you're wearing a belt and it goes off, and then you take it off and you go through again, it doesn't go off.
Yeah, but I've never had it go off because I don't wear super duper fancy belt buckle, weaponized type
apparently
things.
Mine wasn't that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought so. Just like take your earrings out, mate. You know what could be in there. Oh, I don't say that. It's really interesting.
Like when my Vietnamese mate told me I had to take my eyebrow rings out before I went to Vietnam.
What?
My Vietnamese friend.
Why did you say that?
Said he had to take my eyebrow rings out and my earrings out before I set foot in Ho Chi Minh City with him.
Oh, because you want to be seen with someone who
and I'm
had
going to do the
piercings.
voice. Because you don't know Vietnamese people. Come along on motorbike and cut off your ear.
Oh, yeah, right.
No, they fucking won't, dude.
Well, you know.
You've not been to Vietnam? No, but they won't cut off my ear. And when I turned up at the airport on the day, he said, you still have? Yes, I do. You take off on the plane? No, I won't. And then when we landed...
It wouldn't matter anyway, because if he said, I told you so, you wouldn't be able to hear him.
I'd become a terrific painter, though. So we...
I'm Van Gogh at that.
We went to our hotel, checked in. He had one room, I had another one.
Van, go on.
And we were going to... Pardon?
Van, go on.
Good, that's all right. I missed what you said.
Yeah.
And we had organised to meet, later on that night to go to this jazz club that he wanted to go to. And I...
Well, that's a red flag there, mate.
Jeans and a T-shirt. And, went to his room, knocked on the door, and he opened the door, and he was wearing this... So he's Vietnamese.
Yeah.
We're in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Because he's Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Obviously, he comes from Vietnam.
Yeah, makes sense.
Good. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
You've been a Canadian, haven't you? Yeah.
So... Candidia.
Beautifully pressed white linen suit. I opened the door. And he looked me up and down and said, "Is that what you're wearing?" So then he was embarrassed to be seen with me. Yeah. Plus, I only had one ear because I'd been out in the streets during the day. And
How'd you get back?
everything was all fucked up. I chased him down. I followed the trail of blood. Dear me.
Sounds fishy.
Anyway, sounds what?
What?
Couldn't hear you.
Hey? So anyway, yeah, with the t-shirts, we've got the sticker on them. But so Matt's got some sticky residue on his t-shirt. And
I wish you wouldn't say that.
Oh, I told you about my sticky residue story when I was in high school.
Yes,
didn't
you
I?
did.
Yeah.
It's yogurt.
Yeah. I actually was.
By the way, speaking of me raging against the machine, about pilots, I had lunch with a friend of ours today who made reference to maybe the last podcast or maybe the one before where I was having a go at the reality TV producers.
Oh, yeah, you were very animated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said I was shouting back at you.
What was she shouting back?
It's you watch mind-numbing TV too, Matt? I don't know, something.
Yeah. I don't think you need to say mind-numbing.
She was convinced
when you say TV.
I was really... She was convinced I was really raging about it.
Oh, so was I.
Really?
Yeah.
Brilliant, that's funny.
Were you not? I was in the room with you, and I thought you were serious.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's good. I mean, I'm serious, but there's a lot. There's a lot of hyperbole and extraordinary, outlandish bursts.
Well, I don't know about hyperbole, but it was definitely hyperboil. Yeah.
And it's Susan Boyle. So bird poop smells.
Does it? Well, certainly chicken poop does.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about my chicken poop? So, let me tell you a little story. It's quite a nice little story.
Is it?
Yeah, about chicken poop.
Okay.
So...
Full of nitrogen, yeah?
I don't know.
Good for the garden.
I don't know the chemical compounds of poop. Any poop. Anyway, not the story. Check this out. So we moved into our new house, and one of the first things we did is decide we had to get bring the chickens over because they were in the old house and they had a coop, but they didn't have anywhere to go. So my dad had recently retired his chicken collection, and had.
I have to interject. I just want to hear the story, but just if anyone ever says chicken coop, I always think of the Looney Tunes cartoon where Donald Duck says, "I hope it's a convertible coop because I'm a convertible duck." Anyway, go on.
I like him. Yeah. You say Donald Duck or Daffy Duck?
Daffy. Did I say Donald?
I don't know. I feel like.
Oh shit! I've ruined the whole holiday.
So, Dad had an empty chicken coop, and we decided to follow his design at the farm, where he had made garden beds the same dimensions as a chicken coop, and so you pick up the chicken coop, put them on the raised garden bed, and they would fertilize the garden bed, and then you would then pick it up again and move it to another one, and have there we go, and then have your growing of your plants and stuff in that one, and then later on swap it back. So we made some garden beds and we got some soil and we put them against the west fence, let's say, and
Your house is so fancy it's got directions.
yeah, well, within a week, not even a full week, just happened to bump into the new neighbour. Well, we're the new neighbour, but our new neighbour. She said, so have you got chickens next door? I was like, yeah, we just brought our chickens up. She's like, ah, cool. Is there any chance you could move them? Yeah, I guess there's a chance. What's wrong? She said, well, look, I grew up on a chicken farm, so I love chickens. I love that you've got them. I've got no problem that you've got chickens. Just that they're right next door to my son's bedroom. His bedroom's the one at the back there, and he's only young, and so of course they cluck and they make noise in the evening, and when he goes to bed he's scared of them. I was like, okay, that's not enough of a reason for me to move, because you gotta teach a kid not to be scared of chickens and just noises in general. But I'm hearing in her tone there's something else coming. And also, because I grew up on a chicken farm, I know that chicken poo smells. It's pretty good now, but come summer, it's going to really smell. And that chicken coop is right next to my washing line. And yes, it is. And although I don't think that means your clothes are going to smell, it does mean that every time you walk out there to take your clothes out, you're going to smell chicken shit. And if you open your kid's window, you're going to be able to smell the chickens. I'm like, all right, that's uncomfortable, and that's going to be really frustrating. So, I will.
Did you say to her at the first juncture, I don't think that's a good enough reason?
No,
to have
of
my
course
chickens?
not.
You
No.
have to teach your kid not to be scared.
No, I didn't. But
It's big of you. Well,
like I said, that was where she went first, and she obviously had in her mind, had a hierarchy. She had a pecking order of things that she wanted to bring up, knowing that the last thing, the smell, was going to be the one to go, well, sounds. We back onto a 5-acre property, and it's nothing but birds squawking all day long, and into the night and the morning. So having a couple of chickens next to your bedroom window, that wouldn't have been a reason to move it. But the other stuff, smells are obviously things that you don't want to have to deal with if you don't have to. So I said, you know what? That's not going to be a problem. We will absolutely move it to the middle of the back fence, and that way. And I said, and that way, both you and the neighbours on the east side can deal with the smell equally. And she said, that'd be great. So we moved the chicken coop. The thing is, because my shoulder was dodgy, I haven't been able to move the garden beds. So the garden beds are stuck there, and the garden beds are now full of dog bones, because that's the only place there's soft dirt where Sprocket can bury bones. And of course,
they've started to grow because of all the chicken poo.
no, but now we've got a new puppy, right, who can't get in there. So the newest joy for me in the morning, right, is to sit with my coffee at the window and watch Sprocket inside the garden bed and the little puppy up looking over, right? Him showing the puppy, this is where we put the bones, and this is where we get them from. And it's really funny. You can just see the bubble conversations, like, dude, this is what happens. Dom gives us bones. We've got to put them so he can't see them. Because if he can see them, he won't give us more bones. We put them here, and guess what? We get more bones. And then later on, you know what we do? We dig them up, and then we can chew them. And he picks up bones and drops them in front of the little puppy. The little puppy picks them up and runs away with them. It's fucking
Really?
Yeah, it's so funny.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm there with a cup
big
of coffee
brother.
for 15 minutes watching this whole thing play out. I've watched it 5 times in 2 weeks. It's really, really funny.
What a good big brother.
Yeah. And good neighbour.
Yeah, eventually.
Well, it's within. We moved it 2 days later.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
But I haven't. My shoulders are a lot better now, so we're close to actually moving the garden beds too. Fuck, that was way more than anyone needed to know about the world.
So maybe it wasn't bird poo that I'm talking about.
Well,
Maybe it was insect poo.
what kind of insect?
I don't know. Very small.
Where did you find this?
On the bonnet of my car.
Oh.
So bird poo is often kind of white, black, and
I was going to
red
say,
all
I
over.
would have.
And you don't tend to sort of lick your finger and get rid of that because that's kind of gross. But this was just a little tiny, not even raised, barely, little tiny brown spot in my car. And I just gave it a little scrape and it came off. And holy shit, my finger fucking smelt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gross.
I imagine it could have been something else, like a possum or something like that.
Nah.
Yeah.
I know what possum poo looks like. It's all over my garden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I won't scare them off anymore because I'm scared of them. They now just frolic and cavort. I came home the
just
other
do
night
this
and
to
there was
you.
there was like a possum witches coven happening.
Or were they burning like a koala at the stake or something? Or a cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So,
What is the collective noun for possums? A face scratch of possums.
unnecessary.
An attack of possums.
Unnecessary.
Yeah. A breaking of possums.
You know what we haven't done for ages?
Um,
Is our etymology segment.
Well, yeah, we haven't. And you know what we should also do? We should also
We haven't done Dom's Gadgets either.
True. We should also do some anagrams of stuff.
Oh no.
That'd be fun.
I can't do anagrams.
We could do anagram T-shirts,
What?
like Touring Circus. Imagine the anagrams we could come up with Touring Circus. Hang on.
Well, see, this is what I'm saying. Imagine them.
Yeah.
I don't know any.
I'll see if I can make one on the spot. Just talk to some stuff and I'll see if I can make one. Go.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast on my way here, and someone on the podcast used the phrase "sick to the back teeth."
Good.
Is that where you're so sick that it's coming up?
No, back. Because you're sick from things coming in, aren't you? Not
Right.
from inside.
Well,
I know that you
fed up to the back teeth.
fed up. Sounds right. Yeah. Yeah.
Sick to the back teeth.
Interesting. Was this in English?
Yes, was very English.
Ah.
Yeah, they're very English people.
Yeah. Some of these could be wrong.
What do you
Oh,
do?
that's a. I'm looking at
Have you got an
anagrams.
app?
Yeah, no, I just saw just a website.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, yes. Oh, I used the wrong word. Sorry, yes, Grandpa.
Not an app.
I know!
Maybe there might be an anagram app. What would it be called? Appagram?
Anagrapp.
Oh. I don't know. Let me see if I can find one that's good. Crowing rictus.
There's so many, dude.
Well, there are a few here. None of them are particularly good, actually. Surely I'll find one. Oh, I reckon Matt Bradshaw would have a good anagram. Matthew Bradshaw. Let's have a look. Anagrams for Matthew Bradshaw. Say something while I'm
It doesn't
doing this.
work, but I know I've told you before that John Foreman calls me Shat Bradmore.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Is that Spinnerism?
Yeah,
Kind of.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. When I was, this is something that popped into my head the other day. When I was up in Queensland doing the Dracula show,
Adam Thwart's Web.
there was a line in the show that referenced bestiality.
Yeah.
And at the end of the run, I said, that word's actually bestiality. And the writer-producer said, that's not. It is. It is. The act of having sex with an animal is bestiality. I know why you think it's bestiality.
Yeah, because it's
not.
based, yes.
Yeah. And the sister, the director, said, yeah, well, that's fine. That might be the word. But if we say it, no one will know what it is.
Yeah.
So that's not a reason.
No.
That's not a reason to use the wrong word.
No.
Because people won't. That's not a reason. Stop using wrong words.
Oh, I think that's
Write a script, damn it.
Alhambra snow twitched. Matthew Colin Bradshaw.
Alhambra snow twitched.
Yeah,
Sounds like a Harry Potter character, doesn't it?
does. I
That
wonder.
sounds
If,
like a professor.
I wonder if that's how she came up with their names.
Wouldn't be at all surprised.
No. Oh, this is cool. This is other names that you could possibly have. Archibald Matthew Snow. Oh, love it. Yeah,
What
good
about
fun.
you? Find yourself one, you
Alright.
clean shoes.
All right, hang on. Should I go full Dominic Giuseppe or Italiano? Or
Yeah,
just,
give yourself plenty of options.
All right, cool. Dom, Inic. Oh, how do I spell that?
What?
I'll just go Italiano for a start,
Why?
just to see.
Dumb.
Just give it a go, mate.
Dumb.
This is kind of. Wow, that's a few. Am I conditional? That's great. Oh, that's my new band T-shirt for sure. That's very funny. There's not many other good ones though.
Really?
Yeah,
Shame.
yeah. Oh, this is a failed project. Yeah, Celia Domination.
I watched a movie the other day.
Oh, I haven't seen one for ages.
Do you know a comedian named Barry Crimmins?
I do not.
Dead now.
I never know him then.
Big in the late 80s, early 90s into the 2000s.
Right.
Started the Boston comedy scene.
Right.
Like decided he was going to be a comic, and then found a couple of spaces, or found a space to start with, just advertised for comedians,
Cool.
and would audition them. So he was just out of nowhere, decided he was going to be a comic, but decided he was going to also be the adjudicator as to whether or not comics could get on stage at his club.
Yeah, cool.
Out of nothing. That's where he met Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah.
So they became, over the years, really good friends. And this film was directed by Bobcat.
Right. Because he's made a few things directionally.
He has,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is he still married to Whoopi Goldberg?
What?
I thought they were married. Were they married?
That's
Well,
what's the anagram of Whoopi Goldberg? I think that's an anagram.
that's an anagram.
Yeah, I reckon her real name was...
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm not very good at these things. Anyway, so a lot of those comics have cited him as being their reason for starting, like Stephen Wright,
Yeah, right.
Larry Tingle, like a bunch of these guys that say if it wasn't for him. So really, really acerbic and very political.
Was never married to her.
I didn't think so. It's certainly a surprise.
Was he still married to her? Wasn't married in the first place. Sorry,
Will I
guys.
still be able to play the piano?
What, 12-inch pianist?
And as like so many comics, suffered pretty terribly from not anxiety so much as his stand-up career was kind of curtailed by the fact that it started to go from kind of telling jokes and telling funny anecdotes and stuff into just fucking raging about the American political system and they ended up becoming, and there's actually a couple of guys, it's interesting now, a couple of comedians that I listen to on podcasts whose podcasts are very much like that. They're in front of a live audience, and whilst they're funny, they're also incredibly scathing about politics and the state of the world, and they are very much kind of like a lecture as well as being a comedy thing, and that's what, so that didn't work in the stand-up scene, because you'd get a guy out there telling dick jokes, and then you'd get a guy out there doing a fucking ventriloquist act, and then you'd have him saying this country's fucked and Ronald Reagan has ruined everything, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was the era. One night on stage, he, in the early 90s, he divulged on stage that he had been sexually abused when he was a kid. So this is a documentary about a comedian. Yeah. And it's funny, and he's Bobcat's interviewing people and asking them, to their experiences of what it was like in the comedy scene and how it all started, and they're all funny and all that sort of thing. And then they talk about how he changed after this. And so the rest of the movie...
It changed after he...
yeah, well, certainly, I mean, it wasn't like an overnight thing, but there came the genuine, as an adult, really coming to grips with what happened to him when he was a kid. And it was his babysitter's the babysitter's mum was this guy's girlfriend. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so the babysitter's mum's boyfriend. There you go.
The babysitter's mum's boyfriend did the
would come to the house. Yeah.
Right, okay.
And so they go to the basement where it happened for the first time since he was like, it's fucking wild. Anyway,
in the documentary, right? Is he alive at that point?
He's not now.
Right, but with
what? Yes,
in the documentary.
This
is where I got abused.
Yes,
right.
Yeah,
it's
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But from that point, he then, so this is right at the start of the internet then, so we're in sort of 94, 95, 96, and everything's dial-up, and he ended up going to the US Senate because he couldn't get any proper answers or action from AOL, America Online, that was hosting chat rooms of pedophiles swapping child porn.
Yeah.
Because they were making so much money from it, because it was dial-up and you paid. It's not like today, kids, with broadband.
Yeah, you paid
for every minute that you were on there.
Yeah.
Because they were making so much money. So he contacted them countless times and eventually went to the Attorney General. By this stage, so the Attorney General is interviewed in this thing. I'm telling you the whole thing. Sorry.
Sure.
Come to the door, and he said, and we saw this guy who we would only describe as disheveled and kind of crazed, like he was unkempt, and he'd been down with his computer posing as kids to get people to fuck. And the Attorney General, he said at that stage, we didn't have computers.
Yeah.
So we couldn't do anything. We didn't know what to do with the information he presented us with. Anyway, took them to the US Senate, and they were fined.
Yeah.
And they finally put some rules in place where these chat rooms would actually be shut down.
Well,
they were named stuff. Like they were named fucking my son fucks my daughter. Like,
and at the time too, the technology would have been so in its infancy that they were like, well, we don't know how to monitor it, we don't know how to find it, we don't know how to,
these adjudicators in this Senate position, to a man, then, all said, almost with a sense of weird misplaced pride, all said they didn't know what the internet was.
Yeah.
I can't say that I actually understand what any of this is. My kids would tell you that I have no idea how a computer even works. Like, fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
Not that long that this is not ancient history.
No, people forget very quickly that, the iPhone's 11 years old, 12 years old. That we... Yeah. All of the technology being used to make and distribute this podcast is younger than my 10-year-old niece.
Yes.
So digital camera, digital recorder, the type of SD card that's in it, TRS enabled microphones.
TRS.
The podcast host.
Yes, mate. Yeah.
The program that I'm going to use to edit the video or the audio together, all of that stuff. Which, by the way, is really impressive that as a 42-year-old man, I'm capable of understanding that, because you ask my niece and nephew, I don't even know what the internet is. Because back then, I remember when you're talking about that time in the 90s, I'd just finished high school. It was like type up dot matrix printed assignments. So Year 12 was the first time where they said, in Year 12, which was 95 for me, was you were no longer able to hand in your CATs, they were called, Common Assessment Tasks. You have to type those up. They're no longer, you're not allowed to handwrite them. It was the first time ever. I was like, well, how am I going to do that?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to use a computer. Like, I didn't know how to use a computer because, all those computer kids, fuck that. I'm going to play guitar. Yeah.
I had a typewriter that had an LCD screen.
Yeah, cool.
Where you would type the line.
And then it would print it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could then make an edit to it.
Yeah.
Not have to liquid paper it.
Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
That's crazy.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Anyway, the doco is kind of patchy, and but it's good.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's hard because lots of people don't know who this guy is.
Yeah.
So why watch a documentary about
No,
someone?
I'd like to watch
don't
that. It sounds
know.
really interesting.
So I rented it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was the only place I could find it.
Right. There is a movie called Music Within, and you would know both of the lead actors. It is.
I've seen it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And it's about how the all of the groundwork for getting people who were in one way or another disabled in the US into the workforce.
Fuck, I couldn't.
Based on a guy who's kind of was the main figure, was someone who was a really bright guy and went and joined the army or something like that, and got injured in Vietnam. His hearing was this is for everyone else because you know it, so I'm just telling you.
I'll stop saying
His hearing was affected, and so he ended up befriending someone who had cerebral palsy, was in a wheelchair, something like that, who the way the guy spoke, he had a speech impediment, but because of his hearing, he could understand it. It's like, oh, I can understand. Well, other people can understand the kind of the mumbly sound. It's like, so they hit up a friendship, and then he was inspired to like, well, there's all kinds of people who are capable of doing things, but they don't. The way the world looks at them is like, oh, you're not capable, but similar story of someone who no one really knows about, who obviously did some incredible work for some really for a really important cause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. I'll watch that if you can send me the.
And the only reason I really listened to it was I heard Bobcat interviewed on a podcast, and he was talking about it. So that sounds interesting.
How was he interviewed?
No.
Mickey!
You actually would not recognise his
No,
voice.
it was his act.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, it was great. The last thing I watched which was a doco type thing, was, I can't remember what it was called, but it was about these Satanists in America and how so they call themselves Satanists, and it's very much the idea of, well,
is that an anagram? Are they actually Santas?
No, but they've got this kind of church set up, and they're like, it's kind of exposing the ridiculous benefits that churches get because they're the common religion. And it's like, well, actually, why do you get to do that? You get to most of the rest of us don't believe what you believe, but we have to accommodate that. And so it's not so much the act is that we worship the devil, but very much what they are trying to do politically is expose how people use the word of God, right, to get what they want in society. It was really interesting.
Okay.
Really interesting.
What's that called?
I don't know, but I'll find out.
Satan's Little Helper?
Oh, something about the devil. Yeah. But it's like What the Devil Do You Know or something like that. It's not that. But it was quite interesting. And all of these people who are part of the community were just like, felt like, religion had abandoned me or abused me or whatever, but I wanted to be part of something. And so I got together and I found all these people, and we have these common beliefs about what a religion should be, and it being like a code of, a really easy to adopt code of ethics of like the modern society that we live in, which is was really interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, really interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me know what it's called.
I'll
Post
find
it
out.
in the notes.
Oh shit! I have to find out tonight then. All right,
You can do that.
I'll do that.
You can do it.
Hey, it's
While we're setting up. I know. It's time to go.
time to
Time to go play some
expose you
songs.
to my new pedal board,
Oh, for God's sake, you've got it.
which I've put together, and it worked last night. So hopefully
Great.
it works tonight.
Thanks for joining us. If indeed you've joined us. If you haven't, get your shit together.
What would our religion be if we started one? What would it be called?
Oh, goodness.
What would we call it? The circus. Circusism.
Circusism.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
That's the name of the episode, certainly.
Circusism. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no dicks allowed. Circusism. What?
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well
Yeah,
done.
that's good. Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to go work.
Circusism. What would the name of that first publication be? Tips for a good life. No. Slider biscuits.
One good quirk deserves another. I don't know.
Yeah, great. Sure.
It's sexy.
What's wrong with being sexy?
Bye.
Oh, bye. Again. Bye? Yeah, bye. All right. See ya.